Difficulty learning new skills is one of the more distressing warning signs of cognitive slowdown because it strikes directly at the heart of human adaptability. The ability to learn, to acquire new habits, understand new technologies, or master new hobbies is what allows the brain to stay flexible and youthful. When that ability begins to falter, many people experience not just frustration, but a subtle loss of confidence and curiosity. Tasks that once seemed exciting start to feel overwhelming. Learning a new phone app feels confusing, picking up a new musical instrument feels exhausting, or adapting to a new workplace system becomes mentally taxing. These experiences are not merely signs of aging, they're signs that the brain's plasticity, the very property that allows it to rewire and grow, is losing momentum. This slowdown can arise from stress, nutrient deficiencies, lack of stimulation, or insufficient sleep, and if unaddressed, it can evolve into more persistent cognitive rigidity. The warning here is that reduced learning ability is not just a problem of memory, it's a symptom of an undernourished and underchallenged brain. At a neurological level, learning depends on neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to form new synaptic connections between neurons. This process relies heavily on neurotransmitters such as acetylcholine, dopamine, and glutamate, as well as on structural proteins that remodel neural circuits. When neurotransmitter synthesis slows or when neurons lack the energy and nutrients to build new connections, the process of learning becomes inefficient. This is why choline-rich foods like eggs, soybeans, and salmon play such a vital role in maintaining learning capacity. Choline is the building block of acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for attention, motivation, and memory encoding. A deficiency in choline often leads to sluggish cognitive response, difficulty focusing, and poor information retention. Likewise, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and B vitamins act as supporting nutrients for synaptic formation, maintaining the structural and electrical integrity of neurons. Without this biochemical foundation, even mental effort cannot translate into lasting learning. However, the decline in learning ability is not inevitable. The adult brain, though slower to adapt than a child's, remains capable of growth throughout life, if it is consistently stimulated in the right ways. Structured cognitive challenges are the best way to reignite neuroplasticity. Digital brain training platforms such as BrainHQ, CogniFit, or Neuronation include specialized exercises targeting working memory, processing speed, and pattern recognition, all key skills required for acquiring new abilities. But these tools should not be used passively or occasionally. For true benefit, one must approach them with structure and consistency, engaging in 20 to 30 minutes of focused training at least 5 times a week. The repetition and increasing difficulty of these exercises encourage the formation of new neural circuits, making the brain more efficient at absorbing and applying new information. Beyond digital tools, real-world learning remains the most powerful catalyst for neuroplastic growth. Learning a new language, for instance, stimulates multiple regions of the brain, auditory, visual, and motor, creating dense cross-regional connectivity. This is why bilingualism has been linked with delayed cognitive aging and reduced dementia risk. Similarly, learning to play a musical instrument trains auditory discrimination, fine motor coordination, and pattern recognition all at once. Even if progress feels slow, the act of persistent engagement keeps the brain in a state of active remodeling. The warning here is that avoidance of new learning opportunities, often due to frustration or fear of failure, accelerates decline. The less the brain is challenged, the more it defaults to conserving energy and pruning unused circuits, leading to faster cognitive rigidity. The positive message is that it's never too late to restart this process. Adults of any age can reawaken plasticity through deliberate practice, provided they approach it with patience and persistence. To further support this renewal, lifestyle interventions must complement mental challenges. Physical activity is a non-negotiable element of learning efficiency. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, boosts oxygenation, and releases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein essential for neuron growth and long-term memory formation. Aerobic exercises like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling for 30 minutes daily have been shown to significantly improve learning speed and retention. These effects are amplified when paired with mentally stimulating tasks performed shortly afterward, such as studying or skill practice, as exercise temporarily primes the brain for learning by enhancing synaptic sensitivity. Neglecting physical activity, on the other hand, accelerates neural sluggishness by reducing circulation and energy availability, leading to slower comprehension and recall. Sleep is another major determinant of learning success. During sleep, especially in deep and REM phases, the brain consolidates new information, transferring it from short-term memory to long-term storage. When sleep is inadequate, this consolidation process breaks down, leaving new knowledge fragmented or forgotten. Chronic sleep deprivation reduces hippocampal efficiency, the brain's learning hub, leading to slower recall and weaker adaptation. A structured sleep schedule, ideally 7 to 9 hours per night, allows the brain to integrate new skills and experiences fully. Sleep is not lost time. It is the laboratory where learning becomes knowledge. Emotion and motivation also play decisive roles. When people lose enthusiasm for learning, their brain's dopamine systems become underactive. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of reward and curiosity, driving exploration and persistence. Without emotional engagement, learning feels mechanical and quickly fades from memory. This is why learning must be tied to purpose, understanding why a new skill matters or connecting it to personal goals. Even mild emotional excitement strengthens encoding pathways, helping the brain tag new information as meaningful. Thus, one must approach new learning not as an obligation but as a form of mental adventure. The more curiosity is cultivated, the more the brain's motivation circuits light up, sustaining focus and progress. Dietary and environmental support further enhance these processes. A nutrient-dense Mediterranean-style diet rich in choline, omega-3s, leafy greens, and antioxidants provides the biological fuel for learning. Choline from eggs, soy, and salmon supports neurotransmitter synthesis. Flavonoids from blueberries, dark chocolate, and green tea protect neurons from oxidative damage, and whole grains stabilize blood glucose, ensuring a steady energy supply for prolonged concentration. Hydration, often overlooked, is also essential. Even mild dehydration can slow reaction times and impair comprehension. Limiting alcohol, refined sugar, and processed foods preserves the biochemical environment the brain needs to form and store new memories effectively. Practical strategies for daily life can reinforce learning efficiency. Break complex tasks into small, manageable segments and repeat them at spaced intervals. This technique, known as spaced repetition, strengthens memory retention by forcing the brain to retrieve information at increasing time gaps. Alternate between focused learning sessions and short recovery periods, using the Pomodoro method or similar pacing structures to prevent cognitive overload. Keep your environment optimized. Minimize distractions, control background noise, and use clear, written reminders to anchor new habits until they become automatic. Combining these methods creates a rhythm of effort and rest that maximizes neural reinforcement. The positive outlook is that even if learning feels slow, it is still happening, often beneath awareness. The brain continues to adapt as long as effort and curiosity persist. With time, structured brain training, real-world challenges, nourishing foods, and restorative rest can rejuvenate the learning process, restoring not only cognitive agility, but also confidence and motivation. But the warning remains. Persistent difficulty in learning new skills, if ignored, can mark the beginning of deeper decline in cognitive flexibility. Once the brain stops being challenged, it stops growing. To prevent that, treat learning as a daily discipline, a workout for the mind that keeps it sharp, youthful, and resilient. Every new word learned, every melody practiced, every problem solved becomes a signal to the brain that it is still alive, still adapting, and still capable of growth no matter the age.